Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we hit back with more iRacing, this time around back in the GT4 Sprint. Yeah, been a few weeks since I've driven in the Aston Martin. Of course, loved it in the little sort of pre-test video that we did when all of the new content dropped. Of course, did the first race at the Red Bull Ring and then kind of really haven't had much of a chance to jump onto iRacing. Of course, we've done a couple of Porsche Cup races and a few other little bits and pieces since then. But yeah, haven't really had a chance to jump back in to the GT4 Fix series. So that's what we're going to be jumping into here today. And yeah, back at Spa-Francorchamps for this one. So if ever there was a track, you know, that I'd sort of love to jump back into, of course, it was always going to be Spa, as we just kick out the back end ever so slightly. But yeah, of course, if you're not already, please do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed as well for more sim racing content. I've actually been able to jump back on...
The temperature's decreasing. It's now 38 Celsius.
Okay, thanks for that, Crew Chief. Yeah, I've actually been able to jump back on iRacing tonight, mainly because Gran Turismo 7 keeps crashing on me. I was actually planning on trying to do a video on there, but yeah, that didn't really want me to stay in an online lobby, so I thought, right, we'll jump back onto iRacing, where we know the servers work there, as you just pick up a nice 1x through Pouon. Yeah, I think we'll get back round though, of course. Very, very tight qualifying session here, you know, 3 laps including your out lap, and only 8 minutes on the clock, so we haven't got much time to spare around here, so we have got to try and get on with it with this out lap here. But felt like I got up to a pretty decent pace in this car around here. They kind of work quite nicely as a combo on the sim, but again, of course, we've got to try and get our qualifying laps nailed to try and head out of Stavolo in towards the final few corners of the lap. Yeah, let's wait and see then. We should have enough time to get the 2 runs in. Yeah, like I said, going to be about 2 minutes 31. I think that's probably going to be a good qualifying time to aim for, unless track temps have changed drastically since practice. But yeah, it's just about trying to not get the 1x as well, of course. But let's get ready then to start our first lap here of qualifying from the iconic Spa-Francorchamps. At the final corner, try to avoid any traction control, which we have. Let's go for our first proper lap then here as we head back down in towards the source. Get the car rotated over. Braking just after the 100 there. Feels like in the GT4 you're kind of trying to run yourself deep into the corner. So you can short shift on the way out and then avoid the wheel spin and really try and power your way down the hill. Now, Eau Rouge is just about flat, but you've really got to try and hang on in there. I'm using 5th gear this time round. Actually do a bit of a blend of the throttle there, just make sure we've got the tyres up to temperature, then well, I say short shift, you're not really short shifting, change up right when you hit the top of the crest there, and then really try and carry the momentum all the way up the Camel Straight. There should be topping out just over 140, between there and about 145. You know you've had a pretty decent run without the slipstream braking at the curb. And then tip it in there, try to avoid the first curb there, but really attack the second one. It allows you to rotate the car over as you really try and point it down the hill. Of course, track limits here have been altered, so you can actually use that curb now. Used to be the case if you just looked at it, it would be a 1x, and then down in towards 3rd gear as we head through No Name. In towards No Name now, even, I should say. It's the hairpin being Rivage, but yeah, down through No Name, that was fairly tidy this time around, but there's certainly going to be a lot of time when I go for a proper sweat mode lap on the second one. 4th gear into Pouon. Just be careful, it really, really does. Pouon's so weird on iRacing for me. It just seems to sneak up on you much, much later than it does on any other sim, but braking just as you reach the curb in towards the next few corners. That was a horrible run through the Fagnes chicane. And yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of time then to find on this second run, but in towards Stavolo once more. Just try and keep the car. You can keep it completely pinned on the exit. I'm short shifting up to 5th though, just to get a little bit more stability from the rear end there. So easy just to ruin your run all the way up here. And really, yeah, you're losing hundredths of a second at most, making that change up ever so slightly early. And then up in towards Blanchemont. Trying to use the grass on the way in to open up the run as best as possible. There are a blend of throttle just to make sure we safely make it through. But that's going to be our first lap then here of Spa. Use the curb in towards the bus stop, and let's then go for a proper lap now. No commentary, I've just given you a guide how to do a lap round here. This one we've got a nail, as that is still going to actually be a 130, so that was better than I thought it would be.
P3, that was a 230.8.
the best run out of our route there. We seem to lose time right at the front of the straight there, and it's just carrying on all the way up. Perhaps we shouldn't have shifted up halfway through the corner, but yeah, we've lost a little bit of delta. There's plenty of time to find with mistakes in the middle sector. Pretty much level as we head out of Puon. Come on, we got to find time. Oh, there we go, quarter of a second up as we head up in towards the final few corners of the lap then. I think there's not really going to be much more time to gain, but easy to lose a little bit here, and we could be on quite a good position at the end of the running. Completely pinned that time around through Blanchemont, so we'll gain a tiny bit more. Perhaps it wasn't even worth the risk there, but we did get it hooked up. And then in towards the bus stop we go. Or what used to be the bus stop even, I should say. Oh no, that was horrible. Took way too much curb on the way, and it's going to cost us about half tenth up towards the line, and that is only a 1:30.58. We tie though with Jose, and then Victor immediately goes faster, but poor Jose, he deserves that position. I hope now, to be honest, he improves and we get relegated below him, because I've never understood why on iRacing it allows you to start in front. Right, well here we are then, ready at Spa. Or not, apparently, ready at Spa then. No idea why people were slowing down. Luckily it was a 0x and not a 4. But, yeah, that was a little bit weird before we even get going here. But 6 laps ahead of us then around this venue. Fingers crossed we haven't picked up any aero damage as well from that. It's, like I said, I don't know why everyone was Constantining up so badly once more there. In fact, I wonder if the guy in front of us actually had a lot of room in front of him to manoeuvre, but fingers crossed we can just keep it clean and tidy. Like I said, obviously another 15-minute sprint here. We had good fun in the Ferrari race we did a couple of weeks ago, but a lot of Aston Martins at the front of this one. It's basically an Aston Martin split by the looks of it. Let's wait and see when Paul's going to go, and I think he has. There we go.
Green.
Green flag racing then here from Belgium once again. Don't think we've lost any places as well there off the start, as everyone's just going to try and navigate their way through T1. Jose looked for it, but thought he could just about get the car slowed down there in towards turn 1. And yeah, fingers crossed as we head through a Rouge first time, everyone's going to make it through nice and cleanly. Looks like the leader has really bolted off the start there. This is the joy of a rolling start at Spa. Be mad not to go right as you exit out the bus stop there, as we just about keep it within track limits. And we've actually got a really nice run as we head up the Kemmel Straight here on lap 1. Which way are we going to go? They're already 2 wide in front of us. We might have to try and make it 3 as we head up the Kemmel Straight here on the opening lap. Oh, guy in front, not having any of that. As we're just going to get swamped from behind there. Sit in the middle of the road, try to avoid anyone running into the back of me. But the 7 still side by side there with the proper Aston Martin Racing Colours car. Oh, big kick there from the back end. Traction control clearly hasn't woken up. As we'll try and sneak up the inside. Oh, a little bit of understeer. Oh, guy in front struggling.
Right.
Oh, no! He's taken out the guy behind. We got a 4x as well from that. Mainly because obviously he then had contact with someone else. But it's all been chaos at the start here from Belgium. And somehow we've snuck through in that one. There's now a big gap behind us of a couple of seconds. In fact, the gap in front is still a bit bigger. But yeah, everyone's struggling to get heat into the tyres off the start. There's definitely some conversations going on in chat. Unfortunately, I've turned down my audio and I can't really hear what they're saying. But yeah, not the start that I'm sure a lot of people would have wanted, but we've gained a couple of spots from it, so I guess we can't complain too much. Now we've got to try and just close up the gap to Honor just in front of us, as there is still a lot of battles going on up the road here, but this might be, you know, we might be in for a bit of a lonely one here. You never quite know what's going to happen on iRacing, but 2 races I've done in the GT4 fixed series and 2 murders I've witnessed accidentally. Of course, at the Red Bull Ring we had that one on the very last lap. Yeah, the guy was a bit unlucky there with the traction control kicking in, but again, similar sort of story to be honest, but this time around, yeah, we, well, kind of avoided it. We did get slightly caught up, but nothing too much to worry about there. It's back end again. For a car with not that much power, don't have seem to like to get loose and lively at the rear. Sometimes I wonder whether GT4 cars really need traction control, but looks like there's a bit of a battle pack forming just in front of us. There's a Red Bull livered car just in front of me. But yeah, I'm in a P6 then at the end of lap 1, so we have gained those 2 spots like I thought, and 43 I rating I'd be pretty happy to walk away with here, but if ever there's a chance for any more, you know we're obviously going to try and hunt for it, because that's the line we should have had through a Rouge in qualifying there. We're not going to get the run down the straight, of course, because of all the massive slipstream we had last time round there, but here we're going to see battles up the road. Yes, we are. Looks like Nicholas and Honor are going to be battling it out in towards the chicane, and it seems like Nicholas wants nothing to do with it, so he's just going to concede the place for now. Maybe he wants to try and pick and choose his battles later on in the race, but of course only 15 minutes, so we need to try and push just to close up the gap, and hopefully, yeah, they'll continue to battle it out there. It's a little bit all over the road from Nicholas, so we just try and head down the hill. Yeah, never had a moment with the traction control through here in qualifying, but I guess we just followed the line of the guy in front, who clearly did have issues with it. We almost went round as well there, but luckily just got off the throttle a little bit earlier. But yeah, no idea now whether obviously we're sporting a little bit of damage or just, of course, you know, just maybe some scrapes just to the paintwork perhaps. But gap to the guys in front starting to come down just a little bit. Had a pretty nice tidy run through this middle sector so far, as soon as I say that. Apparently there's an apex through there. Wouldn't believe it with that line. Come on, we got to do this. Got to close up this gap. Let's try and roll on the power there. Of course, using up all the curb in Spa. You know, like most racetracks, but especially some of these older school ones, you've got to make it as wide as possible. You know, so many long straights as well around here that you've really just got to try and open it up and get on the throttle. Of course, the older Aston Martins were weapons down the straights in GT4. Remember a Chris Harris documentary from Nerd24, as that's going to be a stupid 1X. Hopefully we'll only see that one today. Of course, need to keep our SR up as well at the moment.
You've got 10 minutes left, 10 minutes to go.
So yeah, it looks like we pretty much are matching the 6-lap prediction.
2:30.3.
Leader's done a 2:30. We do a 2:30.3. We'll have that. Thank you very much. That felt like a decent lap, and turns out it was. Of course, just picked up the 1X through Blanchimont. Let's come on. But yeah, like I was saying though, watched a documentary years ago. Chris Harris obviously racing one of these, well, one of the older versions around the Nordschleife, and of course, yeah, that was the year where they put speed limits down the straights, of course, after one of the other VLN crashes. But yeah, this thing should have been an absolute, or the older version should have been an absolute weapon down the straights. It was faster than actually quite a few of the GT3 cars, because they were pretty powerful race cars still in GT4. This was sort of before the BOP got really, really restricted in more recent years. There was all Nicholas
gap in front is increased
trying to look for a
2.1
move.
seconds.
But yeah, it was a shame, obviously. You know, this thing, not quite the BMW down the straights. That M4 is an absolute missile. Just has very little through the twisty bits. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this car. Seems like a lot of other people are as well. Seems like it's the best all-rounder. You know, I think probably going to need to see a bit of a refresh on the BOP in GT4 class there. Whether they just sort of make all the cars a little bit tighter, a little bit more similar there, might ruin sort of some of the unique characteristics, but I think it desperately needs to be done, because again, we are seeing pretty much everything is just the Aston Martin show at the moment. You know, I'm sure if we went to like Le Mans or Monza, might see a lot of M4s for once, but yeah, so a lot of Astons at this stage of the series. But again, you know, part of that is new car hype, everything like that. People want to try and learn the new vehicle as well, which is fair enough, but it feels very, very quick now. I don't think I'll be able to get the same sort of pace out of the others. Whether that's a combination of it suiting my driving style as well, you never really know for sure. But gap's still coming down, though, to Nicholas just in front of us. But we need him to try and apply some more pressure to Honor just in front. So we're just trying to take some of the shortest lines and fastest lines around the circuit. You know, slipstream absolutely everything here at Spa. That is going to be the line I wanted through Blanchimont. Down in towards the bus stop we go once more. So we're going to cross over race distance pretty much now.
Halfway home. Fuel looks good.
I'm a wizard. Look at that for a call.
The leader has just done a 2:30.0.
This time's slowly tumbling.
Guy ahead has
There we
just
go.
posted a
We go fastest.
2:30.1. You've just done a 2:29.9.
You fastest lap of the day? I think that was. There we go. Don't get too many of those on iRacing. I'm not really known for a one lap pace round here. But there we go. 29.994. Or 940, sorry, even I should say. Pretty happy with that one as leaders. Yeah, not that far away. I keep forgetting. We're actually in a pretty high position in this race there. As again, that is well and truly chucked over the top of Blanchimont. Sorry, Radion even I should say. That's definitely not Blanchimont. But you can see everyone in front trying to get the slipstream as they head up the straightaway here. It looks like we've got a good battle going on for the lead. This might bunch up all 6 of us in this race. Maybe there is going to be a chance for a whole lot more in the second half of this one. I'm feeling quick, I'm feeling confident in the car as well, which is super important. That's not even a 1X. Wow, you really can get away with a lot there. Happy I know that now. Definitely not the line I want to be taking through there, but nice to know, you know, you can use that curbing even more than I thought you could through there. Years of avoiding it like the plague. So we've got yellow flags out. No idea what's going on. But yeah, look at this. 6 cars now, all slowly closing up on each other. But these last couple of laps could get rather spicy. The top 2 are going to battle super, super hard here, and hopefully then just bunch up everyone.
1.3 seconds.
Just trying to slow down in towards the Fania chicane. Yeah, track's definitely getting quicker as well, though, I think, which is helping our pace. But I feel like we're doing pretty well at the moment. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, as that's a stupid 1X.
You cut the track. Keep it nice and tidy.
Come on, Matt. Got to be better than this. Going to completely ruin our fastest lap attempt there as well. But yeah, we just now want to see the top 2 really battling hard in towards these final 2 laps here, because that could really open up any sort of invitation to any of us behind. Oh, that was right on the raggedy. So there we go. Looks starting to come in from P2. And all of us, I'm pretty certain, are in the Aston Martin as well.
Smooth with that throttle. Keep it balanced. That's 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes.
Crew chief spot on. Need to keep the throttle balanced. But what could this happen now? 3 seconds between me and the leader. Is that 2 Red Bull liveried cars? Have we got some teammates in this one? As we try and get a good run out of turn 1 once more. Yeah, really now trying to concentrate just so we can try and get with this group. We're still just trying to close up still. It's been a day of chasing so far, as front tyres not giving up by any means, but certainly not quite giving us the same purchase they were just a few laps ago. Let's come on, we want to see side by side in towards the chicane. And there we go, looks like we are again. Oh, not quite though.
6th place.
Really trading the front brakes there. I've got a nice run through the corner, however. Still not perfect over the curbs, this thing. Does wobble around a little bit more than I'd like, but I think all of us are just sensing, you know, anything can happen here. As I almost send myself to the shadow round. Oh, what's going on with the fronts? That's not a 1X either. Okay. I think we need to refocus those slightly. I think we're just trying to drag too much time out the car, and it's costing me. As yeah, perhaps we have just taken a bit too much out of these tyres early on, as we're starting to struggle just a little bit.
Front is now 1.6 seconds.
We need things to really kick off as we prepare for the final lap of this one. But yeah, I need to be careful on those front tyres there. I think optimistic is probably the way I'm trying to use them at the moment. Just need to be sort of down that extra gear in a few places, you know, not short shifting as early on corner exit there, so we just get that little bit more engine brake from the car, but we're still sat a second and a half back from the guys in front. We need P2 to start considering a move there, because if it all unfolds on this final lap, you know, we might actually be sat in a pretty good place right now if things start to kick off. So, you know, we've just got a little bit of room to try and manoeuvre them all if it comes to it. We avoided chaos on that one. Maybe we can avoid chaos on the final lap as well.
Catch this car.
Love that blinking. As we get ready then, final lap here from Spa. We still really need to concentrate.
2:30.2. One more lap to go.
Time's just starting to fall off slightly, so clearly we're not the only one. Cool. But yeah, this final lap we need to nail. Nice run out turn 1 there, all over the curbing. Don't think we're quite going to be in the slipstream though still, but I think P2 is certainly now going to be trying to line up a move. Did I want 6th gear there? Yes, apparently so. Actually, that was the tidiest thing I've done at Rouge all day. So yeah, we definitely want to use 6th gear there. As look at this now. Top 2 going super aggressive towards the inside. Are we going to see some moves? We need to see some moves. We need to see cars trying to hang on. They are side by side. It's just getting a bit brave and optimistic. But they're not really. They're not holding each other up as much as I'd hope. They were side by side, but I think they've sorted it out again. Someone's been off in the gravel. No idea what's happened there. So we're just not hitting the marks. We might just be able to get Nicholas if something happens, but I think we're going to have to accept today was one of those races where you spend all day chasing. Oh, there we go. Nicholas does make a bit of a mistake there, so perhaps he is feeling the pressure in towards the final few corners. He's definitely picked up his fair share of 1Xs. He's all over the road. What's going on? Are we going to see a repeat of what we had in the Ferrari sprint? Or we're able to make a move in towards the final couple of corners of the race. Let's just wait and see. We've got to try and nail the exit here, as he's not going to have the slipstream off the cars in front particularly. Really attack the curbs on the inside there. Maximise our run on the exit. We might just get close enough to try and do something up in towards the bus stop chicane here. Are we going to see it happen right at the very front of the field as well there? We've got to try and time our run once again. This is such deja vu. As we blend the throttle through Blanchimont, we get really, really close though. Are we going to be able to go for a send? He is going to go defensive, so it isn't going to be the same move as what we tried in the other one, but he runs very, very deep in towards the final chicane. Are we going to be able to put the throttle down? Oh, it's going to be a drag race up towards the line. Who's going to have it right at the flag? I think he's done it. Only just, though, in the end.
Good drive.
24 thousandths of a second at the line there. GG's to Nicholas. That was super, super close right at the very end. But what a good race that was. Just a lot of pushing, a lot of trying to find time there. Burak does take the win ahead of Werner and Honor. There did end up P3, as I think Augustine had some issues right at the flag. But we took fastest lap. That was good fun. If you did enjoy, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well. And yeah, we'll be back very, very soon with more iRacing.